Chad Chiniquy. This is the Hard Money Minute, sponsored by IMC Money. IMC Money is the place you go for all of your acquisition and development financing, especially for distressed properties. Today I want to cover a really important topic. It's about knowing your numbers. It is critically important that once you find out the particulars of a property that you want to buy, it is critically important that you commit those numbers to memory so that anytime you're talking to a hard money lender, a potential investor, or anyone that you're trying to help you facilitate the transaction, it's very important that you know the numbers. There are 3 specific numbers that you should have so committed to memory that you don't even have to think about them. That it's the same thing as knowing your birth date or knowing the date of Christmas or when the 4th of July is. That's how important it is for you to know these numbers. So, what are the 3 numbers I want you to know like this? Ready? Number 1, what's the purchase price? Number 2, how much is the rehab? And number 3, what's the ARV? If you have those 3 things, if you know those 3 things and you can rattle them off quickly as you could rattle off your social security number or your birth date or your anniversary or whatever, that's how well you should know the numbers for every flip you get involved in. If the purchase price is $422,000, you better have that memorized. If the rehab is $92,000, you better know it's $92,000. When you're talking to an investor or a hard money lender, if you're iffy on your numbers at all, it shows one of 2 things. Either A, you don't know what you're doing. You don't have the knowledge, you don't have the experience, you don't have the expertise to do what you say you're going to do. Or 2, you're not very organized, or you're not very disciplined, or I don't know, it just looks bad. So if somebody's talking to you, a potential investor, a gap funding partner, a hard money lender, even your real estate agent, whomever you're talking to, you should know those numbers so quick. The other thing is you never want to lie, you never want to exaggerate or anything like that, but if you don't know the numbers, I would much rather have you say, I don't have a firm bid yet. My preliminary estimate is $44,000. I'm waiting for a firm bid. That's totally acceptable. The best thing to do would be to know what the exact purchase price is, what the exact rehab is, and what the exact ARV is. If you don't have those 3 pieces of information, you're not ready to do this deal anyway. So get that information, learn it, know it. So when you talk to a hard money lender, let me just tell you something. This happens a lot. Somebody will call me up to talk about a deal and they'll say, I got this great deal. It's unbelievable. The numbers on this it just blow your mind. And then I start talking to him. I say, okay, well, what's the purchase price? Well, I think I can get it between this number and this number. Well, okay, there's a little bit of leeway there. And I'm like, okay, well, what about the rehab? Well, the numbers are incredible on the rehab. Now, I've got a couple different bids. One was at $70,000 and one was $135,000. So I'm still kind of maybe shopping around for 1 or 2 more bids. And then I said, well, what's the ARV? You know what, I don't know, because the comps that I was going to use seem like they're not going to really be good comps for this house. So I think the ARV could be around maybe a range between 600 and 625 or maybe 650. Look, those kind of numbers, those kind of things that you're thinking about, get out a piece of paper and a pencil and a calculator and figure all that stuff out before you talk to your hard money lender, before you talk to your investors, before you go out to the market and, I don't want to say make a fool of yourself, but look, you need to be taken very seriously in this business because what we're doing is we're planning on loaning you money on a piece of property that's in horrific shape, right? So we got to know that you know what you're doing. The best way for you to know what you're doing and the best way for us to believe that you know what you're doing is be committed to those numbers. Have them, be able to rattle them off. Purchase price, $650. Rehab, $48,000. ARV, $825. Boom. Just like that. You know the numbers. Whatever the flip is, know your numbers. I promise if you will do that, when you're talking to people, you'll have a lot more confidence, first of all. It's really bad when you don't sound confident. It's really, really, really bad when you don't sound confident. As a developer, as a real estate investor, you need to be confident in what you're doing. You need to understand the numbers. You need to understand how the transaction works. And if you do that, if you do understand the numbers, then when you're talking to people, they will understand. They'll feel that you know what you're doing. It gives us a little sense of security. Hey, this person is drilled down on these numbers. It's pretty simple. Just make sure before you start putting the thing out to hard money lenders or before you're trying to seek investors, get your numbers pretty firm. You're going to know what the purchase price is, you're going to know what the rehab is, and you're going to know what the ARV is before you talk to your hard money lender. That way you'll look more credible. Okay? That's it for today. That's the Hard Money Minute. I'm Hard Money Chad, this is IMC Money, and we will see you next time.